Hello, back for another reveal. Here we are, good people. This is Chuck Daughtrey with coppercoins.com. It is the 22nd of May, 2022. It's a Sunday. I'm going to take care of a couple of reveals if we can. I have a meeting this afternoon, and then I have an auction later this evening, so we're going to have to kind of throw this in between times for other events that I have to be taking care of. But this is a 1950 3D roll here, and it's a nice one that I can see. Can't see a whole lot of it, but from what I can see, it's a nice roll. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this one. And I'll be watching for you to come in. There's Malcolm. Hello, Malcolm. How you doing today? Here is coin number one. Coin number one going to go to Marshall. See what Marshall gets. Got all kinds of RPMs to look for in 1953D. I think a couple of doubled eyelids as well. Don't have much of anything for the reverse on 53D, so we will take a look at the reverse side on the first 10 coins. See what we come up with. Okay, this coin goes to Marshall. Hello, Carl, Crispy, Ant. Good day, good afternoon for everybody. Trying out Verticare, huh? Works pretty well on the right coins. And one for Yo-Man. Yo-Man gets coin number 2. A little bit of a spotty coin. Just a little bit of spotting. Check and see what we come out with on this. And it looks like I've got nothing obverse. Let's check out the reverse. A full book of pennies and a partial. Very nice. And now coin number 3. Coin number 3 goes to Sissy. We got a really nice auction coming up later on today. It's going to have a whole bunch of nice singles. There we go. There's a nice RPM for you. There's one for Sissy right there. Nice RPM. 1953D. I don't know which one this one is. It's probably going to be in the first 5. But that is a nice RPM. Good afternoon, Mr. Minter. Okay. Well, it's an unfortunate thing that we lost some of the recordings, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Time to just move on with life and hope it doesn't happen again. Carl was talking about a glitch in YouTube the other day. I did get an email from them this morning stating that they had resolved the issues and it should be worked out of all the channels soon. However, I have no idea whether or not they will be able to recover any of the missing data. Here's number 5 for Sissy. Jess, all you got to do is keep trying, buddy. Just keep trying. You have to be low down on the coin, very close to the coin to get it to focus in. If you're looking for die variety type stuff, you have to be very close to the coin. I mean, like within a ½ inch. And then you use that black wheel on the side to focus. All right, that one's for Sissy, number 5. Now number 6. Number 6 goes to Stanley. And there is another one of the RPM right there. This is a second example of the same RPM that we found earlier. So now we have 2 of them in this roll. And that one is for Stanley. Let's see what I can do about getting 2 rolls done before I have to be at the meeting. We have a special meeting of the HOA today to make some important decisions regarding some legalities in the neighborhood, and I have to be there as a voting member of the HOA. Homeowners Association, in case anyone did not follow that part. But we have an important meeting coming up at 4 o'clock, and it is 2:49 right now, which is why I'm on this broadcast a little bit early, and I've got the other 2 reveals scheduled for tomorrow. If I can get 2, one or both of them today, I will. Because the only other thing I've got for today is the auction. Got Brendan up next. And Brendan comes up with a normal 1953. Let's try the reverse on this one and see if we come up with anything special. And I see nothing special on the reverse on this one. Well, Jesse, I am not using the dyno. I'm using a different microscope. I'm using a much different microscope than a dyno. So trying to get them to look exactly like what I'm showing right now isn't going to happen. The zoom feature and capabilities of this microscope are very, very different than the dyno. Plus, it's an 18 megapixel camera, which is much different from the dyno. If I want to do professional photography of a coin using this microscope, I can. I cannot do that using the dyno. It doesn't have enough quality. What is this? It's like a big old struck through. Is that struck through, or is that something on the coin? No, it's indeed struck through, I do believe. I'm going to have to get my loop out to take a look at this one. See for sure whether that's sunk in or whether it's raised. Okay, it's raised. It's some kind of blob material, clear blob material laying on the coin. That is not a struck through. This one goes to Eric. That's coin number 9. Now coin number 10. So it's number 4, is it, Carl? I appreciate that. Thank you. And another normal coin, not an RPM. And not a double die obverse. Let's check the reverse real quick and see what we can find on there, if anything. I see some more of that blobby stuff on this coin. It must be something that's on some of the coins of the roll. Came from either the counting machine or contaminant inside the bag with the coins or something. Here's one for Deanne. See what Deanne gets. That's another normal coin. I can tell by that little die scratch off the D. There's a V die scratch, 2 of them actually, that point up in the general direction of the 5. I'm seeing this time and time again on these coins, which means that this is going to be a relatively common die for the roll. And it ain't nothing on it. Nothing on the obverse. And looks like nothing on the reverse either. Yeah, it's not a power trip thing with us. Our issue has to do with people not responding to levies and fines placed on them for not holding up to the covenants of the HOA, and issues with not paying the HOA dues as is required annually. And come on, really, it's $90 a year. It's not like it's expensive. You go down to some places in Florida, you're going to pay $400, $500, $600 a month. And here it's $90 a year. Can't imagine that being a problem for anyone who lives in a house like what we live in. We live in a neighborhood full of $400,000, $500,000 houses. You're going to tell me that $90 a year is a hard bargain for them to pay? Perhaps they shouldn't have a house. It's that expensive then. They can't pay $90 a year. Common areas are taken care of, the landscaping on the front entrance and rear entrance and any signage and other things in the neighborhood are taken care of, along with paying for light bulb replacements in the street lights. I don't think $90 a year is too much to pay for all that. That one's got a icky on it. This one's going to Carl. It's got an icky right on the one of the date. Unfortunately, a normal coin. Oh, I ran into a second one of those RPMs, and I did not. Is this it? No. I did not place it on the special pile, so I'm going to have to find it again. It's this one. Okay. This one, number 6. So we got number 3 and number 6 are both RPMs. Here's number 15. Number 15 in the roll is another one of the RPMs. How about that? It's number 15. Carl says RPM number 4. Very nice one for DN. Now number 16. Brendan Burke again. Okay. Not an RPM on this one. Not an RPM, and it does not appear to be a double die either. Just about 3 o'clock now. I don't think I'm going to make it to another reveal before the meeting I have to go to. So I will be back with the next reveal directly after my HOA meeting. The next reveal will be the 1955 Philadelphia roll. In that roll, we are going to have to check the obverses and reverses on every coin because, well, until we get to know the double die reverse, because there are double die reverses known in the source from which this roll comes. It's not an original roll, it's a put-together roll from a whole bunch of 1955 Lincolns that were all put together at the same time. I have been through about 5 or 6 of the rolls from this source. I got like 60 rolls at once, and this is one of those rolls. Now, in that source, I have found double die obverses and double die reverses for 1955. So, the double die obverse that I was finding was the Class 6 extra thickness. Double die reverse was, of course, a Class 6 extra thickness. And they are both listed on the website and generally publicly available and definitely recognized. We have 1DO003 and 1DR001. And I have not found anything else in this roll yet. Looks like 3 examples of 1DO or 1MM004. Here comes another one for Carl. What do we see here? Well, nice coin of the second type of mint mark for the year, but I don't see anything on this. A nice little die marker coming off the 9, but it's not really marking anything of use for us. That's number 21. Now coin number 22. DN. Not the RPM. And I see nothing else there. Talk to you later, Jesse. Have a good afternoon, sir. Mark. There's one of the RPMs right there. One there from Mark Thomas. A little speckly on the obverse and reverse of these coins. They are nice, bright coins. They just look kind of speckly under a microscope. Penny Hoarder up next. Penny Hoarder. It's another normal coin. This is the other type of mint mark. This mint mark, along with the ones that make up RPM number 4, is more evenly punched. It looks like, you know, it's more of a typical D. The other type of D, there is a die in this particular roll of the other type of D. There's not really any recognized names for these as a type 1, type 2, or whatever. There's one from Mr. French. And what does Mr. French get? Now, this is another normal mint mark. Get around, take a look. Nothing for doubling on the coin either. On to number 26. 26 is Crispy. And Crispy gets... That is an interesting coin. That could be an RPM. Have to hold that out and take a better look at it later. There's some chance that could be an RPM. It's an interesting look on that coin. Now see, with this you can get full top resolution. You can zoom in that far. And of course, when you zoom in that far, you have to adjust your focus with the zoom because everything on this is manual. Then you have to adjust your exposure time to get more light onto the subject. Then if you want to pop a picture of it, you have to change your resolution so that you can see everything in full detail. There it is. That's a change in the resolution right there. So you get full high detail. I don't really see anything marking this as an RPM other than that line coming up out of the top. So I'll let Eric take a look at it and see what he thinks. I'm kind of leaning toward no, but if he finds anything different, we'll certainly get it listed, let you know. It looks like the top of your mint mark would be here, which would put the bottom about right here. And it looks like there might be a hook coming out of the side of the mint mark here for a nice big northeast RPM, but that's just kind of using more imagination than using visual aid of what I can see. But that's what this scope does when you get real close with it. Far better than a dyno can do. Well, nice, Malcolm. When are you going to sell that lot to me? All right, we're going to hold this one out for Crispy. Give Eric a chance to take a look at it. Then we're going to go to coin number 27. This one's for Stanley. And Stanley got a die chip on the inside of the 9. Nothing else, though. This one for Stanley. Then we got number 28. Mr. Chambers. Let's see what he gets. Well, see, that's another one of those that appears that it could be an RPM, and it looks a little more like a possible RPM than the last one did. So, there's some chance there could be something here that we need to pay better attention to.
Go to Clayton.
Clayton?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Bookstore.
Okay. Have fun.
Thanks.
All right, now here's one for Malcolm. And this one is a normal 1953D. Has just a little tiny bit of doubling on the upper serif. It's not going to be enough to count for anything, but if you look at it just right, you can see a very, very minor split on the upper serif there. Very minor. These 12Ds and 13Ds that you got there, are those in pretty good shape, or are they worn down, or what? Never mind. We'll get a picture. We'll get pictures. We'll go from there. Carl, I don't think there's any interest in their part to put any designations on the large and small date 1974s, and the reason for that is because all types are considered common. Thus, because all types are considered common, they're not considered quote-unquote collectible. Basically, if there's no premium value attached to anything, they don't want to mess with making labels for them. Nice 53D RPM right there. It's a different one, very nice RPM. This one's for Sissy. So Sissy comes out really well on this roll. And Muckham, I did situate the issue last night with those 2 extra coins that were made for you. I've got those 2 coins going to Sissy now. One of them was a 53 plain, and I don't remember what the other one was, but there were 2 of them. I found them. Well, Malcolm, you don't have to take them out to get photos. You have to take them out if I'm interested in what I see from the photos. So just snap real quick cell phone photos of them. Not necessary to take them out of the holders and get really nice pictures of coins I may not want. So if it's something that I may like to have, then I'll let you know if we need to get better photos. But what you can do with pretty much anything you pick up, just take a snap a quick photo of it, make a price for it, send it to me. If I think there's anything left for me on the price with the coin I see, and I need more information, I'll ask for better photos. Otherwise, I'm not, there's no sense in worrying about going through trying to do a professional setup and everything, make everything all beautiful and pretty if it's something I will likely not be interested in anyway, or something that the price is so good it doesn't make any difference if we have really high-grade photos. Don't necessarily need to be high-grade photos. If I'm getting a good enough price on the items, I'll just take the risk. Just take a quick photo where I can see the details, basic details of the coin, make a price for it, let me know what the price is, and we'll go from there. Hello, Mr. French. Got a couple of decent RPMs that were piling through this roll to find. And then I have kind of an emergency meeting of my homeowners association coming up at 4 o'clock. So I can't be in the middle of a reveal and then have to go to this meeting. So I'm just going to cut off after this reveal, go to the meeting, get my meeting done. And then when the meeting is over, if I have time before the auction, I'll come back and do another reveal. But there is some chance this could be the only reveal I get done today. Hello, Chasing Change. Nice to see you here. I explain for the benefit of Chasing Change and anyone else who is relatively new to these digs to come take a look. Oh, this was the roll ender right here. This is what was stored on the end of the roll for a long time after the roll was made, and then it was dumped out into a tube, and this ended up in the middle of the roll, but it was a roll ender. You can tell that because it's nice and bright, shiny on one side, and it's very dingy and colorful on the other side. Well, Mr. Reese gets that, and it actually is a very nice looking toner. Hello, Dennis. So for the benefit of anyone just joining us and doesn't really know what's going on, this is a 1953 D roll that all 50 coins in the roll were sold for a nominal fee this past week, and now we're going through the roll to see what's in it. Using my professional equipment and my long-time experience looking at coins like this, I can identify things that many other people may not be able to. So I go through and I pick out all the goodies, point out what they are, and show you guys what they are to kind of give you a little education as to what to look for when you're going through your own rolls. And if we find any die varieties in here, anything of marketable value, I will tell you what die you have and then give you a new flip insert to put with it when you receive your coin that will notate what that die is. So if I find an RPM number 4, I'll put RPM number 4 on a new flip insert and send it to you. If, by chance, we happen to think that the coin that we found in this roll will help people for identification purposes better than what we already have on coppercoins.com, we will use your coin in photography and replace the images on coppercoins.com. When we replace those images on coppercoins.com, your new coin that we replace those images with is called a plate coin. And your plate coin, when we replace the images, becomes the coin that other people get to look at to try to compare their own to. That in itself will be annotated on your flip insert, and every plate coin gets an original pin signature from me asserting that this is the plate coin used for copper coins. Any flaws on the coin, like this, would be annotated so that, that's a nice large size Larry on that one, would be annotated so that you will know exactly what you're getting. Coin number 26 looks like RPM number 18. Okay, very cool. I have 2 of those. So RPM number 18 is a big to the northeast, fuzzy looking thing. Additionally, when we do these reveals and we find coins that are assigned to new die numbers that we have not seen before, the fact that it's a new listing will also be placed on your flip insert. So when you get these coins, anything that was of collectible value other than just a normal coin, as far as doubled dies and repunch mint marks are concerned, will be identified when they are sent to you. There's another one of those. So you say that could be RPM number 18. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. Here's number 44 now. Wait a minute. We're going to be 2 coins short on this roll. I can't believe I'm getting coin rolls that are short and I'm not noticing it. This one could be an RPM, but it's hard to... It looks like it may be an RPM up on the top. In fact, I've seen this die thinking that before and kind of passed by it because I wasn't really sure. With this one, kind of makes me a little more sure. And I think it's an RPM. Here's one for Carl. Carl now. This one is a normal 53D. Now number 46. We have, looks like another normal 1953D. Here's number 47. Penny Hoarder. Another one of our really nice RPMs. That's a third different RPM found in the roll. This is the second example of that really nice RPM. And we unfortunately have exactly one coin left in the roll. That will go to who holds the spot for number 48. And then spots number 49 and 50 will have to be issued a credit because there were only 48 coins in this roll. So Crispy gets the last coin in the roll. And it looks normal on this side. So what we've got are two spots that I can't fill with this roll. It's number 49 and number 50, and those spots belong to Carl and Deanne. Carl and Deanne will be issued credit from this roll to be used at a future reveal. Kind of a stack of normal coins here. And then I have a number of die varieties here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 die varieties in here. And that's all I've got for right now. So I appreciate you guys being around. I'm going to go to my HOA meeting, and then when I come back from the HOA meeting, we'll probably have enough time to do another reveal. Hopefully have enough time to do another reveal before I bring up the auction at 7 o'clock this evening. 7 o'clock Eastern time will be a big auction, really nice one. Got some good stuff in there. Tomorrow is the reveal sale for next week. And then Tuesday will be another big auction. I appreciate it and enjoy spending time with you guys. I'll take off now and come back later in the afternoon. I appreciate it. Have a good day.